I'm going to start with Ed and McGee. I want to talk about, where we're at in the show now. We've got 2 more episodes to go. When you guys were crafting the first season, was this always kind of the point you wanted to be, or did that change up as the season went along and you were writing and shooting? How did that go?
My sister loves my phone.
Where we wanted to end. There's a really startling ending to the show that I will not reveal, but it's very startling.
Who should Alec choose?
Izzy.
I do have to say, you guys didn't make, speaking of all that, you didn't make Lydia out to be a bad guy or somebody we weren't really rooting for. Like, we actually like Lydia, I do anyway, but talk about that, because that was a choice too. You could have made her really evil and awful, but she actually doesn't seem like she's that bad.
Yeah, it would have been really easy to make her awful, but she's actually quite heroic at the time, but that's coming up.
Now, of course, the whole brother-sister, sister-brother shocker that came last week. The people from the books, they kind of knew that was coming, but talk about crafting that, because that's even something, I want to know if the actors knew all along, or talk about that, the actors and the producers.
I think one of the goals is to weave in and out of the themes of the book and keep the audience guessing, and it's also fun. So everybody should know that, if I'm not mistaken, you guys, that's the first time you guys have seen a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
Which is super cool because you get to share with the cast themselves the experience where Ed has landed and the editors land, and the manner in which we do everything we can to respect the books and what Cassie put into play for all of us to enjoy, but continue to tell original and hopefully inspired stories that make us all feel entertained and respected.
Well, for Dom and Kat, can you talk about shooting that scene when the revelation comes out? That's a heavy scene, and you guys played it great, but talk about the work that went into it.
That scene was kind of at the end of a relatively dark day anyway, with we had the Renwicks fight outside as well, and we had all of these revelations that were coming on, and I think the true testament to the power of a scene like that comes with, first of all, from the writing, and then the crew that we have around us, and then the cast that we have around us. And I think it's very important to mention how amazing Alan is as well, because that scene doesn't exist without him. So yeah, I think that's where the power of that scene came from. We were bouncing off of each other, and that energy just kind of swelled, and that's where that scene came from.
Absolutely, and it's really important to us to continue what we've been doing with this series and having a nice balance between paying homage to the books and the moments that people love and those plot twists, but doing them in a way that is new and different and through a new perspective. And with the team that we have, it's easy to make it fun and amazing.
Well, for Ed and McGee, I want to know, with the social media buzz around the show, I know you guys, I think we're probably done shooting before the show actually premieres, is that right?
Yeah.
Well, what are you paying attention to now as you're crafting season 2 and just hearing what people are responding to and what they're just freaking out about?
Well, yes, Ed.
A lot of spoilers. No, we have a really action-packed season planned for number 2. A lot of things that you'll love from the books may happen, but may happen in a completely different way than in the books. So our whole goal was to say, there's all these fans of Cassandra's work. They know what happens in the books, and our job is to surprise them as well.
There's been a lot of tension between Clary and Alec kind of from the start, but also Alec and Jace, there's been a lot of tension. Can you guys kind of talk about where we see that going moving forward? Because everybody's kind of at this big emotional point. Are they going to kind of work things out? Can you talk about that a little bit?
What are you trying to get from me?
Yeah. I do, yeah. It's really pushing for them spoilers right now. I think. Oh no, okay, you go. No, please, you go.
Go.
See, that's where we're at right now. But I think that Jason and Alec can't really ever break up permanently. That's crazy talk.
Very similar to our relationship.
Yeah, so that love is there no matter what. So we'll see what happens, but I doubt I don't remember really.
I also think that it's important to recognize that those kind of emotions and that kind of level of animosity doesn't come without passion of some sort. And the love that Alec and Jace feel for each other is so complete and so kind of unending that when it does reach kind of a head and a point where they physically come to blows, that's because they love each other and they care about each other. And I think it's important to remember that. So regardless of the trials and tribulations that these characters go through, without passion, there is nothing. So it's because they care about each other.
Talk about shooting the scene where you guys did come to blows, because you've been so chummy for so long. Was it fun? Was it scary?
I mean, yeah, it's fun until 6 foot 4 someone punches someone else.
So there's a rumor that he's been spreading that I punched him in the ear during that scene.
In the ear!
In the ear. I didn't do that. But it was a lot of fun preparing for it.
It was a lot of fun preparing for it. Yeah, I think the big physical scenes are kind of one of my favorite parts of the show. And they tie in so well to the storyline as well that it's a lot of fun and quite cathartic actually to get out there and really kind of smack away at that when I get the chance.
And they absolutely killed it, right?
You guys all had chances to kind of have some of those big action scenes, whether it's with each other or with some villains and bad guys. Talk about the work that goes into those, because I'm guessing it's not just boom, go do it. You guys do a lot of rehearsal. Talk about that.
I have to practice getting kidnapped. It's quite a bit. It's quite a bit. The training for that is just so intense. I'm done now.
Everyone extensively run on treadmills and heels to prepare for all of
We
our
do the
scenes.
Beyonce, what Beyonce does. She runs in heels in the treadmill.
Beyonce runs with you.
Yeah, she does.
You know, the cast doesn't ask me for more love scenes or more dramatic scenes. They say, can we have more fights, please?
Yeah,
Yes, more fights. I want more fights.
me too.
Yeah, for season 2.
Yeah.
Make a note, that would be lovely.
I'd just like more scenes.
Well, Matt, I want to ask you, this next episode, there is a big wedding that's going to happen. We don't know the outcome yet, but talk about just what Alec is going through, because he's really torn for a lot of different reasons. But can you talk about playing some of those scenes and just, how torn he is inside and what we see?
I think that Alec, at this point, is not just like lying to himself. He's actually actively building up walls to prevent him from feeling what is actually going on inside of him. And I think with all the different distractions and the various issues brought on by some of these people, he has a lot to think about. He has a lot to think about. But I would remember that Alec is, he makes the right decisions in the end.
Does he? You think so?
Sometimes.
You have to see.
Like right at the end, though. You have to go through the whole thing first.
Well, Emerald, how supportive is she of Alex? Is Izzy supportive of Alec where he's at right now?
Well, I mean, there's so much going on that it comes to a point where Izzy just has to support him and be there for him, because in the past few episodes, Alec has been there for her, so it's time for her to just let him do what he wants to do.
Well, from this clip we saw, we see that you're the one that invited Magnus to the
Oh, I did. I mean, Izzy has tricks up her sleeve. Don't worry, you guys are going to be happy.
But we don't know if that clip is even real.
It's not.
I mean,
It's not real. I mean,
we have alternate universes, there's portals, people are hopping all over the place. We don't know.
Shape-shifting demons.
I mean,
Shape-shifting brood, is that one? That's tricked us like
that
twice already.
could be Valentine again.
Magnus can be done.
Imagine you're here. What happened? Like, I don't remember.
You're right. I can't be here. I'm gonna
Well, Harry, since we see Magnus come into the wedding, talk about where his head is at. Is he there because of love? Is he there because he just wants to help this guy? What's his thinking?
Well, I mean, it depends on what theory you're going with. If you're going with Matt's theory, then there's a different background to it. Throughout the episode that you're going to see, you're going to see a little backstory of Magnus. You see him up front being, he's very flirtatious in that way, and you're wondering where does this come from. But I think in this next episode, you're going to see kind of how many walls he's actually built, and this is a big deal for him to actually be flirtatious and actually go to take one step further than just seeing someone for their exterior.
I'm guessing in 400 years he hasn't broken up a wedding before.
Maybe. He's broken a lot of things, so we'll see.
Well, I have to say, I love the makeup and the hair and everything they do with Magnus. The glitter, of course.
Should we introduce more glitter for Magnus?
Wait, what? The sword
Gets
gets
everywhere? It gets everywhere. Wow.
a whip glitter? Glitter whip? Should we glitter your whip?
Oh, my whip? Ooh, I don't know.
Well,
But
Harry, talk about your relationship with all that makeup and the hair and the time you have to spend to get.
It's a love and hate relationship, really. I mean, I love it, and then I hate it when I have to. I feel for people who have to wear makeup and take it off. The putting it on is like really fun, and then when you take it off, you're like, I just want to go to bed.
Yes. Yes.
But I do it very
Every day.
But I do it incorrectly because it's supposed to be very gentle with it, and I'm just like, all right, smudgy. And I'm like, I just came out of a club.
Wait, how long do you spend every day in the chair?
2.5 hours.
So how many, over the course of filming, how many days of your life did you spend in makeup?
Very good point. It's a very good point.
I think we should build in more dance sequences for Magnus. Have you guys seen Harry dance? Does anybody know what this is? You know what? Not yet, but maybe if this panel goes somewhere, we're going to make you solo and freestyle and show everybody what you got. He's unbelievable. He's unbelievable. You can do a whole episode of his just dancing with himself. I think he spends more time in the mirror dancing and perfecting what he's doing than he does.
Well, here's the thing, though. Isn't Magnus kind of not a good dancer, though? We can. I'm sorry, I'm being judgy on Magnus right now. But I guess we can twist it up. Make it happen with this magic. I was thinking, what if we could float while we
Season 2.